today we're doing password managers. A password manager, basically it's just an application. It can generate, store, retrieve, manage all your different passwords for all the websites that you use. It stores the passwords in a database that's held within the password manager, and it protects those passwords from hackers, unauthorized personnel, anyone really who you don't want to use your account. So it keeps those passwords safe and protects them from, people who you wouldn't want to gain access to them. And it also just ensures that you don't forget them, you don't lose them, keeps them all in one place, just all that good stuff. So why would we need a password manager? Well, I'll go back. Why would we need a password manager? So password managers are really, really recommended by a bunch of cybersecurity experts because they're very convenient, and they also provide great security when it comes to keeping your login information safe. The passwords that they generate are awesome. You can even, like in some different ones, you can choose how long the password is, the types of characters and stuff that are in it. And we'll go over all that later. On top of that, a lot of people use repetitive passwords. So I'm even guilty of this. I'll have one password that I'll use for all of my Netflix, my emails, for everything. And that can be risky because if someone gets access to one of those passwords, then they really have access to all of your accounts, right? So what a password manager does is it generates a long string of just random like letters, numbers, sometimes symbols, and it stores all those passwords in an online account so that one, you don't have to remember them, and two, so that they're safe and secure, just like we were saying before. So are the password managers safe though? So they are. Generally, they're pretty safe. Password managers use an encrypted security, which makes them more secure than other ways of storing your passwords. So sometimes you've probably seen on Google, if you're typing in your password, it'll say, oh, save password. Really, a password manager is a much safer way than just saving it to Google. They use better encrypted security to make sure they stay safe, and they keep them all in one place so that you know what they are. Plus, password managers do have a two-factor authentication and other features such as like auto logout, a master password that's like, it's the only password you have to remember instead of having to remember like 15 or 20 different passwords. And as we'll see, it generates long strings of passwords so that they're super safe and super secure. So really, yeah, they are safe, and they're a lot safer than if you didn't use a password manager. So is there a cost to password managers? Really for this, it depends what you want. A lot of different password managers offer free versions and like free trials that you can take advantage of. I think there's only one password manager that I'm going to be going over today that doesn't have a free version that you can install. But yeah, yes and no. They're usually pretty free. If you have one device and you don't have too many passwords, usually you can just get away with using the free version. But if you do have like a family or you have a lot of passwords, it may be worth it to pay the money and to get the premium versions or to pay the cost. So now we're just going to go over a few kind of like special or a few like individual password managers. So it's just so you kind of get like an idea of the types of different password managers out there. So the first one we're just going to be looking at quickly is DASHLANE. So DASHLANE is one of the ones that has a free version. And with the free version, you can hold up to 50 passwords. There is a one device limit if you're using the free version, but you do get a free 30-day trial of the premium DASHLANE version that gives you unlimited passwords, unlimited devices. And even you can see with the premium version on screen that it gives you a VPN, which basically what a VPN is it just protects your Wi-Fi signal or your like Wi-Fi information and stuff like that if you're using public Wi-Fi. So that's a great other layer of protection if you do want to protect your Wi-Fi if you're getting the premium version. And there's a lot of other protections that are available. There's a lot that we only have a limited time, but if you want to take a look at those, DASHLANE's website has a huge list of all the stuff that they offer. Moving on, there's TrueKey. which includes a free version. There's a 15 password limit. So you can't store more than 15 passwords, but I think for the average person, 15 is it's like a good amount. But you do get unlimited devices, which is nice. So instead of it being limited to one device, it's more linked to your account. So you can use that over all of the devices. And then the premium version of TrueKey is $19.99 per year. And it gives you unlimited passwords and allows you to have unlimited devices. Now, an important part about TrueKey that kind of separates it from other password managers is it is kind of, it's run by the people who run McAfee, which is a privacy and antivirus protection plan. So if you're kind of wanting to bundle a password manager along with an antivirus software, TrueKey and McAfee, you can do that. So that's an awesome perk to getting TrueKey. Our next one is Kaspersky. The free version available gives you 15 passwords and an unlimited devices, kind of like TrueKey. The premium is $14.99 per year, and it offers unlimited passwords. It's easy to set up and sync. It's one of the easier ones, but kind of similarly to TrueKey, Kaspersky is a large computer security company that offers a lot of antivirus software and security software. So again, if you're looking to kind of bundle antivirus and password manager stuff together, Kaspersky might be one of the ones that you want to look out for and kind of go on their website and see what they offer. But that's just a nice overview of Kaspersky. Moving on, there's RememBear, which is a funny name. But RememBear has a free version that gives you unlimited passwords. It has one device limit, so you can only use it on the one device, and there's no syncs or backups in the free version. And then the premium version of RememBear is $36 per year, and that gives you unlimited passwords, unlimited devices, and you can sync across all the devices, which is really, really nice. And also, if you do get the premium version of RememBear, you do get priority customer service. So if there's any problems that you're having with it, you do get priority to kind of fix those out, which is very nice. And then another important thing with RememBear is just that if you're committing for a long period of time, you do get a deal on it. So if you think you're going to have a password manager for a few years, if you think you're going to have it for 2 years, then it's only $30 a year. And if you think you're going to get it for 3 years, then it's only $21 per year, which is kind of a nice little incentive to get it for a longer period of time if you think that's something that you're going to be using. And then the next one that we have is LastPass. LastPass is actually the one that I'm going to be showing you guys how to kind of navigate through today and kind of how it works. So we'll get it more into LastPass later, but just for a brief overview, LastPass is a free plan, is multi-device for one user. So you'll see LastPass is linked to your email address rather than kind of being like a device thing. And it has password generators. So kind of that we were talking about in the beginning, it will actually generate these long strings of passwords for you that are super safe, and they store them for you so that you don't have to remember them at all. And it offers unlimited passwords in the free plan, which is really nice if you think you're going to have more than 15 or 20 passwords that you're going to want to save. But like the other ones, it does offer a premium plan. So for $36 a year, you can get multiple devices for one user. It has a password generator as well for the premium plan, and unlimited passwords, just like the free plan. But the main difference, it seems, between the premium and the free plan is that with the premium, you get 1 GB of encrypted file storage. So beyond just saving passwords, LastPass will actually save important documents for yourself. So if you have passports, for example, it says there, on LastPass, it says stuff like legal documents. If that's something that you want to keep safe, it does offer a place where you can store those as well so that they're safe. So if you want something to store stuff other than passwords, LastPass is really good as well. And it does offer a family plan for $48 per year, which is pretty much the same as premium, but except instead of one user, it's for 6 users, which is nice. Next, we have 1Password. Oh, I'm just gonna go back. Next we have 1Password. 1Password is the only one that we have here that doesn't have a free version, but it does come with a free 30-day trial, which is nice. So if you want to try it out before you buy, you know, it's a good thing to look out for. The individual plan of 1Password is $35.88 per year, and it gives unlimited passwords, unlimited devices. It gives that 1 GB of encrypted document storage, kind of like LastPass. It has a travel mode, which is kind of different than some of the other ones. So it removes sensitive data from your device when you're crossing borders. So if that's something that interests you, 1Password's great. And it also has a family plan for $59.88 per year, which kind of like LastPass, all the same things as the individual plan, but you now get for 5 users, and you can recover accounts for locked out family members. So that's a lot of information, a lot of just going over all the individual ones. So we're kind of just gonna we'll do like a in sum kind of thing. So really, when deciding if you're going to use a password manager, one of the main things that you want to think about is, do you need the paid version or do you need the free version? And some questions you can ask yourself if you're not sure. Do you have a lot of passwords to keep? So as we kind of saw, a lot of the free versions will offer maybe like 15 passwords that are free for some of the versions, give or take, depending on the version. Some of them are unlimited, obviously, but do you have like more than 15, less than 15? So that's something to ask yourself if you're deciding whether to get the paid or free version. Another one that you want to ask yourself is, do you have multiple devices or just one? A lot of these password managers you'll be able to use on a device. So like, oops, sorry, my headphones. Sorry about that. A lot of password managers you'll be able to use on your phone as well, or if you have like an iPad or a device or something like that. I think you can also use it on. It might only be on Android devices, but you can use it on your mobile devices. So do you have multiple devices that you want a password manager on, or is it just one? That's something that you could also ask yourself. As well, do you want extra computer protections like antivirus software? So that TrueKey and Kaspersky might be ones that you want to look at. If you want to kind of bundle with that antivirus protection, or if you don't need the antivirus protection and you have something else already and you just want a password manager. And then also just consider what you're getting for with the paid version. So some of the other ones, as we saw, have stuff like the gigabyte of encrypted storage if you want to save like legal documents or important files or something like that. If that's something that you want and you do want to pay for the premium version, that's something to think about as well. So now just going over kind of, a broader overview of what I was talking about. So some of the simplest password managers, if you're just looking for something easy, something quick, not too complicated, LastPass and 1Password are super good ones to look out for. LastPass especially is really nice. It's very simple, as I'll later show you guys, but also it comes with like right when you start, it comes with like kind of a tutorial that shows you around and shows you how to do everything, which is really, really nice, especially for me when I was kind of like first learning how to do it. Super handy. And then the one with the most features, DASHLANE. So as we saw, there were so many features that we even like didn't put them all on the slide. There's a lot more on their website that you can look at. They come with the VPN protection and stuff like that, which is awesome. Tons and tons of features. So if that's something you're looking for and you want like the most features, DASHLANE's probably one to look out for. And then, as we were talking about, if you want antivirus as well with your password manager, stuff like TrueKey, Kaspersky are great ones to use. They offer bundles, so it's usually a little bit, I don't know if it's cheaper, but it might be a little bit cheaper if you're bundling them together, so that you get your password manager and your antivirus software, so you don't have to kind of search for two separate things. And then, in our opinion, probably the best free password manager is LastPass. At least for me personally, I can store all the passwords I need. It's super, super simple, really easy, and it's all free. I don't have to pay anything for it, which is just awesome. And I think with that, okay, yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna quickly, I'll show you this all as well when I get to our demo, but just a quick thing about installing a password manager. The easiest way to install the password manager is just to Google it, click the download button that's usually on their home screen, or I'll even show you, you can go on like the App Store, on the Google Chrome store or something like that to download it. But if you are Googling the password manager to download it, make sure you're entering the correct site. Look for the HTTPS:/ and the proper URL and spelling in your search bar. Because the last thing you want to do is to download like a password manager that you think is like a reputable one, but it's actually like not the one that you wanted, or it's a different one or something like that. And yeah, again, download the correct software for your device/browser. A lot of these, I'm not sure if all of them are available on all devices. I know LastPass is available on Google Chrome, Safari, Firefox, so a ton of browsers. It's available on Android phones, stuff like that. But just make sure if there's one that you want to download, do your research, make sure it's compatible with whatever your device is before you download it. And then as well, if you're doing it on a mobile device or a tablet, you can also search for the app in the App Store on your device. And for searching for the app in the App Store, there's really no need to worry about the correct software because there won't be, like, Googling it, there might be some ones that you don't want to download, but App Store is usually pretty good. So now we're just going to move on to a live demo. Awesome. So I'm just going to do a quick demo to kind of show off LastPass that we were talking about. So if you guys are looking to download LastPass, quick installation thing, I'm just on Google right now. You just Google LastPass, and you can see it comes up. You can see it comes up here. I've clicked on it, LastPass #1 password. I'm just looking at it, making sure that when I click on it, it's the right site. It's everything I'm looking for. And you can see just here on the home page, you can click Get LastPass Free, upgrade to premium for just $3 a month. You can see kind of there's a bunch of information over here on how it works and stuff like that. So if you wanted to download it, I already have it downloaded, but if you wanted to download it, you just click this red button right here that says Get LastPass for free, and click on that and it'll download it for you. And now just before I show off LastPass, just another way that we can download it, you can see I'm back here on Google. If I wanted to download this as a web extension or as an app or something like that, I could just Google LastPass. I can Google Chrome, because I'm on Google Chrome right now, Chrome Web Store. And you see LastPass comes up here. I'm looking at the URL right here, and it says chrome.google.com. Clicking on that, and it brings me to the Google Chrome Web Store right here. And you can see that from here, I can also download it. I already have it downloaded, so it says remove from Chrome. But if you hadn't had this downloaded, it would say something like download or get or something along those lines. So now once LastPass is downloaded, to access your account, there are a couple ways to access it. You can either click your login button back here on the LastPass homepage. So remember, I just Googled LastPass and it came up on the homepage. If I click the login button here, my email address and my master password comes up. So I'm just going to put in my email address. And I'm just going to put in my master password. So for LastPass, the only password that you have to remember is your password to get into LastPass. But besides that, there are no other passwords that you need to remember. So just remember your master password, and you should be good. And you can see when I log in to my LastPass password, the first thing that comes up is this home screen. And on the sides here, you can see I have passwords. So here it has my saved passwords. There's my notes, which has if I wanted if I had any special notes or documents that I wanted to put, I could put there as well. Down here, you can see there's payment cards, bank account information, if that's something that you wanted to secure on your LastPass account. For today, though, we're just going to be talking about passwords because it's just a password manager. So if I click passwords, you can see it's brought me to all my passwords. The only password I have right now on my LastPass is Netflix, but we're going to show you how that works and kind of how to add more there and how the passwords work. So if I wanted to add another password to my LastPass, the way that I would go about doing it is I would just go into any site I wanted to go onto, or that I wanted to create an account for. So let's say I wanted to create an Amazon account. So I would just Google Amazon. I would go on Amazon.com. Then I would click sign in to go to my account. Or I'd go create an Amazon account. That works as well. Type in my information to create an account. So my name, my email address. And then you can see here, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more so everyone can see. You can see here where it says password. There's a little area next to it now that has this little, it's almost like a lock with a circle around it. And if I click on that, you can see LastPass now comes up and it has this auto-generated password that it's created for me. That's super, super secure. You can see it's a bunch of random digits, probably something that is very, very hard to guess, obviously, but also something that's very secure and very safe. And you can see if I wanted to choose that as my password, I would just click fill password and it would put it in my password, put it into the other password. Now, if I didn't want that to be my password, I could click on the lock again, click show options, and you can see down here, it shows a bunch of options that I can use to change the password. So right now it's this long random string of letters, numbers, and symbols. If I didn't want that to be my password, I could click these two arrows right on the side here, and that would change the password. I could click it again and it would change it again. If I wanted to change the password length, there's this like scroll bar. You can change it all the way up to 99 characters, which is super, super long. You can't even see all the numbers. And then you can also change whether it's uppercase, lowercase, whether it's numbers or symbols, stuff like that. For right now, all the passwords are pretty good. They're all pretty random. So I'm just going to click random a few times until this is my password. Then I'll click fill password. And then it'll be in my password here and my password there. And you'll see, I'm just gonna have to zoom out slightly. You'll see now something has come up on my screen that says LastPass wants to add this password, this random password that I created to my LastPass account. So because that password was super, super long, there was a bunch of letters and numbers and I couldn't possibly remember what they were. LastPass is going to save that password for me, that super safe, super random password. So I'm just going to click add. You can see it's loading. Perfect. And then if I go back to my LastPass account, I'm just going to go back to my LastPass account. You can see now LastPass has saved that Amazon password right here. And if I wanted to know what that password is for whatever reason, if I wanted to know what that password is, I could put my mouse over the Amazon logo in the password section, click on this tiny wrench here, and you can see has all my information here, my username, the website, the URL, and the password that's here. Super, super long password. If I wanted to look at the password, I could click the eye on it and it would show me that password. But the important part is that it remembers it, it saves it so that I don't have to remember it, which is super, super nice. And then if we go back to Amazon, if we just exit out of this, we exit out of Amazon, we go right back. I'm not signed in. If I click sign in, put my email address that I put in, we can now see that there's this little ellipsis right here next to the password with a little 1 on it that says that LastPass has saved our password for Amazon and is remembering it for us, so I don't have to remember it. So if I'm on Amazon, put in my email address, I don't know what my password is, I'm just going to click on that ellipsis. LastPass is going to come up, say that Amazon, or that LastPass has my Amazon password. I'm just going to give that a click. And then you can see that password that LastPass generated for me is now saved onto Amazon. Awesome. So I'm just going to now go back to our slide. I know that's probably a lot of information, but really just to kind of go over it again, if we just type in our email address here for my sign-in, I can just click this little ellipsis that's next to the password and then click the Amazon logo on the LastPass, and it'll fill in my password for me automatically. And then if I wanted to sign in for my Amazon account, I could sign in for right there. And that's pretty much it. My LastPass account now has that Amazon password saved, so I don't have to remember it. We can see that it was a super long password, so I don't have to remember it because LastPass has remembered it for me. And it's super secure, super safe, and it keeps it all right here, which is super nice.